Hey guys, Jen here. Welcome back for more Fresh Hell. Don't know if anybody will ever see this because I don't know what YouTube's doing with their algorithm, but I put up a video 4 days ago and it has 0 views. Zero. Now, granted, my channel's new. I don't have a lot of subscribers and I have not even shared my channel with family and friends because I kind of wanted to, find a community out there first, or at least let YouTube know who was the kind of people who might be interested in my channel and what I have to say. But I've concluded that they haven't showed it to anybody, so who knows if you'll ever see this one. Um, I wanted to come back and talk some more about economic myths that we are told and that a lot of people believe that are very harmful to us. In the last couple of videos, and the first one was about why trickle down doesn't work and never has, and is designed never to work in the way that they claim that it does. The next one was about why raising wages doesn't cost jobs. That's the one that nobody's seen. And this one today is going to be why cutting taxes for businesses does not create jobs. We had something passed. This would have been in the wake of the Great Recession. And I don't know if it was 2009 or 2010 when they put this through, but they did some business tax cuts claiming that that would help spur jobs and create jobs. And I knew at the time that it wouldn't. For one thing, I've run a business before. I didn't enjoy it. Don't want to do that again. I do have a lot of respect for people who run businesses because turning a profit is not an easy thing to do. But cutting taxes will never create a job, and there's a very simple reason for that. Businesses will hire as many people as they need to meet demand and no more. Because if you do that, you might as well set the money on fire or flush it down a toilet. So I'll give you an example. Let's say you're somebody who manufactures widgets and you've got a crew of 16 people that work in your factory manufacturing widgets, and we go into a recession and demand falls off by 25%. So those 16 people that you've had manufacturing widgets working together, they can turn out 100,000 of them a day. But suddenly your demand is only for 75,000 a day. So that's a quarter less than what you were selling before. You don't need 16 people to produce 75,000. And so you let 4 of your employees go because otherwise you've got some people sitting around doing nothing, or all of your people sit around doing nothing for part of the day. And again, you might as well just set that money on fire. What you're going to do is put that money in your pocket, because if you don't, let's say that you're a kind-hearted person, you don't want to let any employees go. You want to keep everybody working full-time as before. Here's the problem you're going to run into. Every day that goes by, if you're keeping people working full steam, you're producing 100,000 widgets, 25,000 of which there's not a buyer for. So that means that you're going to tie up the money that you're using for your raw materials that you have to put into producing those widgets. 25% of the money you're putting into that is tied up then in finished widgets that you can't move. You also are going to have to pay to warehouse those widgets until demand picks back up. And so you're not only spending money for labor that you don't need, you're also spending more money on raw materials that you don't need, and you're also spending more money on warehousing finished product that typically that's not something that a business wants to do. You want to produce your product and get it out the door so you don't have that extra expense of storing it. So what the widget manufacturer is going to do, if demand is down 25%, yeah, he's going to let those 4 employees go because he really doesn't have a choice. Because every day that they stay on, he's burning money. He's burning money by paying their wages. He's burning money by buying materials that he doesn't need to meet the demand that he currently has. He's burning money by spending money on warehousing his finished product that there's not a demand for. And that's why tax cuts don't create jobs. So that's really all I had for today. I do want to kind of touch on this thing about the YouTube algorithm. I don't know if any of y'all have noticed, but YouTube is making some big changes. As of, I think it's February the 1st of next year, uh, they're not going to allow you to get monetized with only 4,000 hours of views. It's going to be 8,000 hours, which is probably going to mean that I'm never going to have a monetized channel. That's the bottom line. And beyond that, I don't know if, I mean, it's hard to say because everybody says, at some point you'll have a video that'll go viral and that'll put you over the top. I don't know that I ever will because I'm not going to do anything that's sensationalism. I think that's what's wrong with most of the media that's out there, including a lot of the stuff on YouTube. I mean, the clickbaity titles, you get into the video and you find out it's, what they've said in the title is nowhere near the truth. I don't really like that. It's not honest. And the other thing is they always say be authentic. I try to be to the extent that I can, but I am a world-class cursor, and I don't want that spilling over onto what I'm doing here. And there's several reasons for that. For one thing, it turns some people off. I mean, I do it in my daily life, but I do know when to rein it in. But the other thing is really what I want to do with this channel is talk to people who may not agree with what I already believe, and have a discussion about uh, why some of the things that people like me, who are more on the left, believe are not really crazy. I mean, because if you're in that Fox News bubble where you're being told all the time that liberals are stupid, they're crazy, they're deranged, uh, and much worse things, um, and you think that we're all just singing from the same hymn book and we're getting the same talking points every day, I want to be able to demonstrate to people that no, there is a chain of logic that goes through at least what I believe and what a lot of people on the left believe. There's the folks that just put on the jersey on both sides and will just repeat talking points. I'm not one of them, and I think a lot of people aren't one of them. And um, I really want to be able to have, honest conversations with people while being respectful, even if I don't agree with their beliefs. And to that end, I've got some stories I'll be sharing in my next video about, conversations I've had with people that are neighbors, friends, relatives, who are not on the same page with me, but how we have those discussions without it ever getting ugly, because there's no need for that. I know that a lot of people have frustrations. I don't know if you've ever watched the channel, The Necessary Conversation. It's the two adult kids that talk with their parents who are Trump supporters and try to get through to them why things that are going on are not good. And the dad had a heart attack, so he hasn't been on there lately. But the mom that's on there, they'll go through it with her, and it's just really frustrating because they'll walk through a situation with her and say, "Well, what do you think about this, Mom? Do you agree with this?" And she'll say no, and then they get to the end of it and they say, "But Trump is the one who did it. This wouldn't be happening if it wasn't for him." And she'll just say, "He's still my president." So I get that frustration, and I think that's where a lot of people come from when they start ranting and raving and just really going over the top. And I don't think it's helpful. I don't think it changes anybody's mind. It just makes people feel attacked, and they may be wrong by my way of thinking or by yours, um, but it's not really doing any good to approach things that way. Uh, and I don't know exactly how you approach things that way, except for to try to get through to people that this constant drumbeat that you're hearing about why this group or that group is bad. If you just go back to your personal experience, you know that that's not true. And so why are you clinging to that as your fallback? Um, so we'll see how that goes. And again, hopefully somebody will see this. I've just really noticed here in the past few weeks. I mean, I was getting dozens of views on videos, and this is a channel that started at the end of June. And here in the last couple of weeks, it's gone to 4, 0. So I don't know if you'll ever see this, but if you did see it and you watched it and you appreciated what I had to say, consider giving me a like, a share, or a subscribe. Do all the things, and I do appreciate you watching. And hopefully, I'll see you back here again. Thanks so much. Bye.